The moment has arrived. The quarterfinals of the IBA Women's World Boxing Championships 2023 are finally here. We're live from New Delhi, India, and Ring A promises some scintillating action. We have 24 bouts lined up for you today. In the first session, we will have 12, followed by another 12 in the second one. It's 3 rounds, 3 minutes each, 5 judges who score each of the bouts, and the winner, of course, gets 10 points. The opponent gets 9 or lesser. We're going to start with a Kazakh up against a Turk. Two superstars in Alua and Erivan, followed by India's megastar in the making, Nitu against Madoka. We have the sensation, the Teli Anjani tail continues up against YULIYA, and the bouts move from the flyweight category to the featherweight, to the welterweight, to the middleweight, and finally to the light heavyweight in the first session. The pugilist gearing up, getting that psyche going, getting in rhythm, zoning in before they come out for showtime in moments from now. We're going to start with the 48 kg bouts, followed by the 52, the 57s, the 63s, and the 70s, and finally it's the 81 kgs in the first session. Warming up, getting that heart rate up, getting that blood flow flowing. Happy scenes. All the positivity, all the affirmations needed before they step into that arena, and everything that they live for is now. This is that moment. These are the quarterfinals, 3 wins away from a gold medal. The judges, we have Korea's Joo-yoon Kim, Cuba's Alejandro Barrientos, Italy's Luca Vedilonga, Fiji's Seruvipi, and Egypt's Mohammad Kamal. The aggressive, the ever-roaring Alua, the ever-smiling Alua in red. Up against her in the blue jersey, the Turk, BARUT Erivan, marching towards that ring. Alua Balkibekova, very impressive with her footwork and the hooks towards the last minute of the previous bout, demolishing her opponent in that final onslaught, confirming her spot in today's quarterfinal. Up against her is a solid campaigner, BARUT Erivan. Very, very fluid and agile. One of the most delightful sights watching her move side to side. The swaying, very rhythmic. And Jucielen from Chinese Taipei gets this contest going. Alua versus Erivan. The Kazakh up against the Turk. And it begins.
And boxing out of the blue corner,
Who's going to come out bossing this first round? Who's going to take that extra initiative right at the start? Dodging, ducking some of those blows.
Your officials for this bout, judge number 1.
Referee intervening. A little bit of a caution to Alua in red. Alua with the short hooks. Some blows to the midsection by the Turk. Some gunfire, some shelling there. To the midsection very, very early in this contest. Now, some short hooks to the core of Alua. Keep your head up, says the referee to Erivan. Erivan with that straight jab. Looking good, the Turk here in blue. Keeping her close to the ropes, blowing that midsection hard. Steaming in, BARUT Erivan. Massive, massive this now from BARUT Erivan. The barrages do not stop. Alua not too impressed. She's flowing around with an open guard, very easy on her feet. BARUT Erivan now is absolutely taking that midsection on, not letting Alua have an easy time there right at the start. She's going full throttle here. On the other side, if you look at Alua, she's holding back. She's taking her time with that straight jab with the left from Alua. Playing the waiting game, looking to pierce in when the time is right. And the midsection barrages, the gunfire, the shelling doesn't stop from the Turk's end. This can be terrifying, but look at this for a counter from Alua. She's not afraid, being instructed to use her fists only. Straight jab from BARUT Erivan. Solid left, right, 1-2. The 1-2's very clean. Getting a little tougher for Alua, who's playing the counter game here. She's on the back step, sliding and slipping out of everything thrown at her. Pretty much everything that was thrown at her, she could dodge, duck, slip and slide out off. Have the judges been impressed by it? Let's take a look. It's the Kazakh up against the Turk in the quarterfinals. The first quarterfinal, and the lead with the Kazakh in red, who played with patience, who fought with calmness, who waited, slipped, slided out of them and pierced in with some short hooks and solid straight jabs, unfazed, undeterred, unaffected by whatever BARUT Erivan threw at her, and the judges highly impressed by that. At this moment, Balkibekova Alua is ahead. In they come for the second round in this 48 kg weight category quarter-final. 2 minutes 50 seconds to go. Each round consists of a total of 3 minutes. In they go. BARUT Erivan pretty much using the same style. And that massive one to the face, smiling away in pain. That must have hurt Alua. Count. About 2 minutes remain. Instructed to keep her head up. Both the pugilists cautioned to keep that head up. In comes that bombardment, but countered effectively by Alua. But certainly the Turk has got that precision up a notch. She's more accurate. She's more consistent with the blows converting and landing straight on the face of Alua in this particular round. The hooks, the short hooks being exchanged at some speed there. The referee at close quarters, watching, cautioning them, warnings time to time. And to the midsection, to the chest, slipping, sliding out of it in style, Alua. In comes Erivan, but the ability to duck it with such ease, priceless. How effortless is that from Alua? That is how you pierce through. Balkibekova Alua shows us how you find an opening and you hit hard. Look at those jabs and hooks, stinging like a bee, unaffected by these blows to the midsection. She may be pinned to that corner, to that rope. She's trying to cling on to her now, the Turk. Her approach has been full throttle attack. Go high octane from the word, from the get-go is what BARUT Erivan has been implementing right from the start. On the other side, Alua keeping her balance, keeping that much needed patience to find openings and pierce in from time to time. Has she impressed the judges once again? Yes, she has. The Kazakh has a solid 320s in her name, and that was hard. That was where the count came in for Alua, but look how she manages to keep her composure, unaffected by how difficult it seemed towards the start of the second round. Slips and slides out of this and manages to keep piercing in. Look at that. On the back step, running backwards, how effortlessly she converts that jab on the backward movement. Very, very difficult to execute. The right hooks, the short hooks from the Turk to the head, the blows to the body, continuing with the same strategy. Power hitting, looking for that constant bombardment. In on all cylinders, maybe slow down a bit, maybe take some time out there, understand Alua and react accordingly is what her coaches may want to tell her, because it's not working for her at the moment. This constant gunfire and shelling isn't really going. It's got that unbelievable. The forward momentum comes in hard with all the strength in her feet, in her legs, and then unleashes some missiles through those arms of hers, but not good enough because the referee and the judges are not too impressed with that from the Turk. She's trailing, she's going after that midsection. Can she hold back a bit? Maybe look for an opportunity to come up with an uppercut. Because dancing away, dodging everything is Balkibekova Alua in red. Unaffected, very easy on her feet and slips and slides so effortlessly. Watch the footwork of Alua. Watch how easy the lateral movement is. Less than a minute now coming your way into this bout. What can the Kazakh do to stay alive? What can she do? Can she claw her way out of this? Can she maybe slow down a bit? She's just not stopping. The referee also constantly warning her to listen, to understand her words. The head stays up is what is being instructed there to the Kazakh. Clinging and clenching. It's getting tougher now for the lady in blue. BARUT Erivan hasn't stopped. The moment this bout began, we haven't seen her slow down for a second. Maybe take a miniature pause, but she's just not stopping. And it certainly isn't looking good for her. It certainly isn't looking good for her. What do the judges have to say? It's been one-sided traffic largely, and the Kazakh Balkibekova Alua was so full of composure. Calmness personified, made it all look so easy. But it's what you do off the ring that reflects on the ring. It's the ability to train for countless hours, day in and day out. And when it's showtime, it shows in your performance. And it certainly did in Balkibekova Alua's performance today. She knows she's got this. Her facial expressions very relaxed and confident. Let's see what the judges say.
Red corner,
Yes,
Balkibekova
she
Alua
has
from Kazakhstan.
sealed the deal and books a spot in the semi-finals of the IBA Women's World Boxing Championships 2023 with a 5-0 win. Statement win. What a way to jump into those semi-finals. She did it with some composure. Mind-blowing speed in the legs of Alua. So quick. The reason you hear this crowd going berserk right now is because there's an Indian about to walk into this arena. She is some crowd favorite here. The chants have already begun. It's Nitu up against Wada Madoka from Japan. Coming your way in the 48 kg weight category. We have Morocco's Abdelatif Makfouni, Venezuela's Armando Villashirinos, Mansour Kerat, Maria Petkovic as our 5 judges for this mega bout. Nitu Kangas, the two-time World Youth Champion, 22 years old, superstar all the way, can only get better from here. Madoka Wada, with the experience, the exposure, the 28-year-old from Japan has to not only fight against Nitu, but also all the screaming Indian fans in every corner of this stadium. Helmi Sasi from Tunisia, the referee for this contest. Here we go. With her southpaw stance, Nitu is going after the Japanese woman in style. The 22-year-old, the gold medalist at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Very interesting, this one in particular, because the southpaw battle, it's an all southpaw affair here. Both these pugilists very good with their southpaw stance, and in this moment it's a Nitu onslaught that has been sort of put to a pause by the referee for a brief moment there, and back they go with their southpaw stance. Both of them. Look how good that left hand of theirs looks. Looking to feint with their lead hand and come in hard with that brutal left in a straight jab. Clinging, clenching at the moment, buying some time. We're about 1.5 minutes through in this bout. Nitu feinting with her right hand, looking to pierce in with the left of hers. Come in with the cross, goes with the right itself, goes for that short hook, misses that short hook, converts that shot, converts some serious hitting, and she knows it. A count begins. She knew it right away. That's how confident she was in what she had delivered. Balkibekova Alua won us over in the first bout, and it's looking one-sided in this one as well, with Nitu's onslaught and bombardment going to the next level. No room to think for the Japanese, not a moment to think and possibly find a way to counter this from Nitu. Maybe another count. She's looking clueless there, the lady in red. Madoka is finding this very difficult to handle, and the crowd loving every bit of it. Dazzled, clueless, taken aback, the Japanese woman, Madoka, And the score says it all. 9s all the way for Madoka and racing ahead with 5-10s. Nitu Gangas, the gold medalist from the Commonwealth Games 2022. The Indian flag flying high. They're loving every bit of this in the Indira Gandhi Stadium. We're live from New Delhi, India. This is the quarter-final stage. In comes Nitu, in comes Madoka with their southpaw stance. Dancing around very effortlessly, Madoka, swaying in rhythm, moving smooth and swiftly. Attempts that uppercut, slip slides out of it. She's not able to dodge this from Nitu. The crowd is enjoying this. They're loving it. Nitu is so good with those jabs, and look at this. She's just not going to stop. The short hooks, the wide hooks, the jabs, the bombardment with maybe an uppercut in the making any moment. The way it's going, who knows? A knockdown leading to a knockout. Or can Madoka? Can she bounce back in this? Not with that. Not with that. It's getting tougher for the Japanese, who is seconds away from a possible referee stops contest. Is an RSC on its way. Nitu wants it. Nitu wants it real bad. In she comes with that brutal left hand of hers. So terrifying if you're on the other side. She's requesting the referee to intervene. Nitu there. Wada Madoka in red is having a real tough time there. Can she claw out of this? Can she pull a rabbit out of the hat? The Nitu chants getting louder. How many counts are we going to see? The Japanese doesn't like this. She doesn't like this. She is not at all happy with that. We spoke about an RSC, and an RSC has been delivered. It is Nitu Gangas winning and booking a spot in the semi-finals of the championships. The party has begun in the Indira Gandhi Stadium. Wild celebrations here. Jubilation, joy. What a moment. What a proud moment for every Indian.
The winner of bout number 230 by referee stops
The girl
contest
from Bhiwani,
is in the blue
Haryana
corner, Nitu from
is on a
India.
roll. Referee stopping the contest, and those smiles are getting bigger. The woman from Haryana is in the semi-finals of the World Championships. Goosebumps all the way. This is how she did it. How hard was that? That sting, that bite, punishing Madoka. She would want to forget this. Wada Madoka would not want to remember any of this. Coming up, it's the lady from Nepal, Teli and Anjani, who had to face quite a few challenges in the last week or so. There were claims that she had two passports, and finally the IBA allowed her to continue representing Nepal at the ongoing championships. And in she comes in the red corner, making her way towards the ring, Teli Anjani for the 52 kg weight category quarterfinals. She was born in New Delhi, right here where the championships are taking place, representing Nepal, and up against her, it's Apanasovich, YULIYA from Belarus. YULIYA has had a very, very difficult time making it past her round of 16. She was down and out. Somehow managed to find light at the end of the tunnel and is alive in the quarterfinals today. It's Teli Anjani in red from Nepal, Apanasovich, YULIYA in blue from Belarus, getting their armor in place, getting that headgear, that mouthpiece, the gloves absolutely ready. All the weapons in their arsenal ready to be launched. Kerat Zumankulov from Kazakhstan, the referee, who says, go to your corners and let's come back in to begin this. The orthodox stance is visible. Both the boxers fighting with an orthodox stance. Three rounds here, 3 minutes each. Anjani in red, YULIYA in blue. Anjani with some jabs that are certainly missing completely. The left from the Belarus goes missing, slipping, sliding out of everything, both of them at this point. A hook, a jab goes missing, 1-2s go missing again. The precision needed, both of them. Finally, a mini brawl there. Short hook from the Belarus, the left hook of hers. Feinting with that right hand. Look at that, trying to lure her into lashing out. The Belarus intimidating, feinting, playing to a plan. And now they cling and clench onto each other. Goes to that corner. This is getting extremely intense. Nerves visible. High pressure bout. It's the quarterfinals. The fight IQ of the Belarus. We've seen it. We've seen it in the previous bout. Such an intelligent fighter. Fixing a headgear there. Anjani hopping. Ready to pounce. Both of them looking for that opening, that mini opportunity to pierce in, keeping the gloves really close to the face. The Belarus with a slightly open guard from time to time, clinging on to each other there, pushing the Belarusian away. Nice combo there towards the end from Teli Anjani. Has it impressed the judges? Apanasovich, YULIYA, wow. 5-10s, a perfect start. And wasn't she looking good? She was luring Anjani to lash out at her, and when she saw that, she pounced. She knew this is my moment, and she did it with such ease on the counter. The ability to fire those missiles from time to time is what impressed the judges, giving her that perfect 10. Who's going to go for broke in the second one? Who's going to go all out at the start of this? Belarus with that sting of a jab to start. Ah, she's looking better. This is looking really good from YULIYA. The first quarterfinal went to Balkibekova Alua. The second referee stops contest win for Nitu Gangas. And now, who's it going to be? Anjani or YULIYA? Anjani in red, YULIYA in blue. In comes YULIYA. And the short hooks from YULIYA looking really good. Anjani missing that bite, not getting that precision in her attack there. Something about Anjani seems to be a little stiff, a little tight out there. The Belarusian looking a lot more smooth and synchronized. Look at the orthodox stance, putting her hands down, inviting Anjani with that open guard. Watch that approach from the Belarusian. Watch, now the back step, the lateral movements. Just take a look at her footwork carefully and you'll see she'll find that gap, like that, like that. She will lure you into coming at her with that open guard of hers and then sting like a bee. Look at that left hand. How straight was that jab? How good was that short hook? The Belarusian is racing away, closer to that finish line. The peripheral vision of boxers is just so incredible. So good. The ability to look at things you're not directly looking at. The peripheral vision is remarkable from the Belarus at this point. The Belarusian is in the blue outfit and she's certainly in red hot form. Should earn herself another perfect 10. Let's see. Let's see what the judges feel. A little bit of tension on her face, but she doesn't need it. YULIYA is so good out there. And the judges Certainly impressed. Look at that left and how easily YULIYA on the back step. 1-2, 1-2. Like she's hitting a heavy bag, like she's fighting with a heavy bag in practice. Easy, makes it look easy. Certainly is the countless hours she's put off the ring that it looks so easy on the ring today. Anjani very careful, playing and fighting with caution now. More caution in her approach, keeping that guard close, keeping those gloves close to her face, exposing the midsection though. And look at this now, to the head of Anjani. That must hurt. On one side, swaying with style. On the other, somewhat an imbalance. One-sided in terms of the score at the end of the 2 rounds. It's less than 2 minutes in this bout now. Can Teli Anjani turn this around? Some quick lefts from the Belarusian. Very, very quick with that left straight jab. Very effortless. Straight like an arrow. Look at that left hand of hers. And feints with that right, as though she's going to come in with that right. And in no time, pounces in, charges in with the left. The ability to fake it so easily, remarkable. The Belarusian, very high IQ, one of the smartest boxers out there. Look how she managed to dodge everything there, running backwards, running sideways. The lateral movement and nothing from the side of Teli Anjani could harm her.
Second round. Round 2.
Desperate times, desperate measures from Teli Anjani. A little too much, a little too late. Blistering combinations on display from the Belarusian today. The combos, the footwork, everything ticking all the boxes. Such a good day in the office for Apanasovich, YULIYA, and let's see how much has she impressed the judges.
231 by a unanimous point decision is in the blue corner, Apanasovich YULIYA from Belarus.
You cannot impress them anymore. Perfect 30s, 5-0. No more room for improvement in this bout. 2 wins away from wearing that gold medal across her neck. The right, The footwork, watch that movement. The bending at the quadriceps, the knees bend, the backward movement, the sidestepping. Crisp, solid, clean hitting by the Belarusian. If Nitu got this crowd going, you can be promised nothing less when Sakshi enters the ring. In the 52 kg flyweight category, India versus China. The 5 judges: Venezuela's Armando Villachirinos, Korea's Ji-yoon Kim, Morocco's Abdul Latif Makfouni, Tunisia's Helmi Sassi, Italy's Luca Bodilonga. In red you will see the star Sakshi, India's pride, and the Chinese sensation Wu Yu, who promises to make life very difficult for Sakshi in that ring. Wu Yu has one of the strongest counter-attacking abilities in the championships. She is so good with the ability to hold back. But right now, in red, the star marching in. Up against her, Wu Yu in the blue jersey. The 2021 Asian Championship bronze medalist on your screen. Has that height, has that long reach. She's come in with a 5-0 unanimous decision win against Bayeva, the Kazakhstani, to book her spot in today's quarterfinal. Here we go. In comes Wu Yu in blue. The height advantage with Sakshi. Clearly a significant height difference in height here. Sakshi with that long reach, how much of that will benefit her? With an all red outfit, shining red shoes, looking good with her orthodox stance, slides out of it Wu Yu, and she's going to face it now. A wrestling kind of a move, this clinging, clenching. Sakshi stares her down. To the ropes, to the corner, making life difficult for the Chinese, using all of her height and weight advantage, imposing herself on the Chinese. Sakshi feinting with the left now, looking to come in hard with that left of hers. Dodged away. easily there by the Chinese, and now too close to her with those short hooks. The referee intervenes. Two minutes through in this bout. Sakshi dancing on her feet. Fluid, agile, quick on those feet. It's all happening here. Referee forced to intervene. A star of the Chinese national games, Wu Yu. A superstar in China, certainly. Can she block out the noise from the Indian fans here? Can she laser zero in, laser-like focus, maintain that absolute concentration and win this? Looking tough. She had the opening there. The referee doesn't like it. Use your fist. Do not hit to the back of the head, says the referee to the Chinese. The Vande Mataram chants by the Indians getting louder. Wu Yu and India have history. The Chinese played against Mary Kom, India's biggest star in terms of boxing, and it's not looking good for Sakshi. Wu Yu, the experience, the veteran, who did give Mary Kom a fight in that 2012 London Olympics bout, where Mary Kom did beat her, but now Wu Yu is making life difficult for Sakshi in this one. It's a fight for the semi-finals. Mary Kom and Wu Yu met in the semi-finals at the Olympics in 2012, and it was not easy for Mary Kom to win that. Is it going to be an Indian who wins against Wu Yu again today? The first round in favor of the Chinese. That close guard. Look at Wu Yu, how she bends down, how she exposes her body, keeps those hands open. But the boxers instructed to fight, not play games with intimidation and luring and feinting. Use your fist, says the referee. Both really, really cautious. That to them very, very closed. A little bit of an intimidation strategy from Wu Yu, inviting Sakshi to come in. And now Sakshi needs to use that fist of hers. The referee wouldn't like that, and she is talking to Sakshi. Use your fist. Again, she tells her. Close to each other. Who's going to lash out now? Who's going to go after it? Circling around each other. Wu Yu inviting her with that open stance, signaling come and attack to Sakshi. Wu Yu seems to be enjoying this. She's not scared of the long reach that Sakshi possesses. Sakshi needs some thunderous right hands. She needs to come in with that cross. Her lead hand, the left hand is feinting, using it, but can she come in hard with a 1-2? Can she bring in some combos? Wu Yu will like it if the time keeps ticking, because she can pierce in like that with her left and keep the judges impressed. The ticking time will not help Sakshi's cause. She needs to speed things up here. 27 seconds in this round. Short hooks from the Chinese. Quite a few times we've seen the referee instruct them to use their fists. A lot more happening than just pure boxing, which the referee doesn't want to see. Not looking good for Sakshi. Not looking good for the Indian entourage here. Does Sakshi have the goods? Has she done enough? Certainly not, because it's 420s, 119. The perfection continues for the Chinese. Worrying signs for the Indian supporters here. Look at this from Wu Yu. She doesn't have that height, all the more tougher to go against gravity with that overhand hook. It takes a lot of effort, a lot more than normal, to fight against a taller opponent. And how good is Wu Yu making it look? The final 3 minutes for both these fighters. Some blistering combinations required for Sakshi. Can she break the shackles of the Chinese onslaught? The long overhand from Wu Yu certainly has impressed all 5 judges. She's not tall, she's not got that reach, but still with sheer willpower and determination, using that long overhand hook so effectively. One minute, 19 seconds only for Sakshi's hopes and dreams to stay alive. For India's hopes of a place in the semi-finals to stay alive. The left firing with that hook, the Chinese. Some straight jabs from Sakshi. Misses the right hook. Left, left, missing. The sting is missing with the right as well from Sakshi. And the blows to the midsection from the Chinese side. In they go, 43 seconds only. The left to the elbow of the Chinese, not good enough. Sakshi needs to be precise. She can't afford to convert with half-hearted blows. She needs to do something better here because it's only 22 seconds. Sakshi's hopes. She's got to dig in, claw out of this. 11 seconds, not looking good. Maybe she's run out of steam. Sakshi is looking for that opening. Wu Yu has not allowed her to make an entry whatsoever. Like a mountain. Shorter, not the tallest. Goes to the Indian corner. Thanks them because she knows she's got this. What a story this for Sakshi. Certainly a bright future awaits her. Just not her day today. The Chinese running away with this. comfortably. The weapons not good enough from Sakshi's side.
The winner of the 232
She has a smile on her face.
decision is in the
But
blue
it has to be
corner,
the
Wu
blue
Yu
corner.
from
It has
China.
to be Wu Yu. And they embrace each other. 4 of the judges gave Wu Yu a 30 in all. One of them giving her a 29. 5-0. Convincing victory. And she will be happy. The Chinese flag flying high in the Indira Gandhi Stadium. We saw Nitu sail through, but India's hopes in the flyweight category certainly didn't go too well here, because the onslaught, the long overhand hooks from the Chinese were just such a wonderful sight. She was so good with her ability to defy the odds and win in some style. The first round between the Italian and the Brazilian begins. Testa Irma in red, Romeu Jucielen in blue. Slides and ducks out of it, the Brazilian. The height advantage with the Italian, Testa Irma. We saw a major height difference in the previous bout. The winner with the lesser height, the Chinese Wu Yu, winning there. What will we see in this one? Taking the time, nice and calmly waiting it out, both of them. Conserving that energy. The ring a little too small for both of them. They're covering every corner of it. Open guard. We saw this in the previous bout from Romeu Jucielen. She leaves her guard open, completely open. The gloves are down for a large chunk of every bout from Testa Irma. Testa Irma in red. It stings with those jabs. Straight, sharp. Slides, slips, ducks and dodges so easily, the Italian. The Brazilian has a very tough ask in front of her. A lot of ducking and dodging in that first round. Slipping and sliding effortlessly out of everything that the Brazilian threw at the Italian. Pretty much a calm and counter-attacking approach from Testa Irma. Has it been enough? She pierced in from time to time.
Blue corner, Kinoshita Rinka from Japan.
We still await the judges' score on the screen. Who's got the edge? We will know soon. The Italian coaches animated. Words of pure advice, encouragement, inspirational guidance to the Italian. Needs everything going her way if she wants to book a spot in that featherweight semi-final. Some shattering right hands from the Italian. Time to time, Romeu Jucielen exhausting her resources. She's going after everything in her ability, throwing everything at the Italian. A little too much, a little too early maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout number 245 is a 57 kg elite women contest.
Less than 2 minutes remain in the second round. So easy the movement of the Italian, letting the Brazilian dictate the fight. She knows she's got her moves in place. She did this exact same style of fighting in the previous round. She loves to play the waiting game. Very easy. Her open guard just shows how fearless she is. She's not scared whatsoever of what the Brazilian will throw at her. Easy open guard, backstepping, sidestepping. Testa Irma playing with the emotions of the Brazilian, showing her what she is made of. Supreme levels of confidence. Testa Irma in red, Romeu Jucielen in blue.
Judge number 4 from Tunisia. Judge number
35 seconds
from
remain in the second
Bahrain.
round.
And referee in the ring, Whitford from Turkey.
Stinging with those jabs now. Now is where Testa Irma takes it on. The left hook, the jab. Maybe this is where she decides to use all her weapons. Still waiting, waiting for the Brazilian, waiting maybe towards the last second of this round. She'll pierce in. Ah, it's the Brazilian who comes in swinging but misses completely. Misses again. Testa Irma likes it. She enjoys watching her opponent lash out at her. A solid right jab, solid hook to the midsection, to the core. The final round. The Brazilian fans on the edge of the seats here in the stadium. Can Romeu Jucielen claw her way out of this? Testa Irma looking solid on all fronts. Watch out for Testa Irma's jab now. Watch out for some sharp, straight jabs. We've seen this in the previous one. The previous bout, she waits towards the very end and unleashes those jabs. You saw an example of it right there. Watch out. Open guard, slips, slides, ducks everything, dodges everything. The bullets do not hit Testa Irma whatsoever. The depth of skill in the Italians' arsenal, something else. The short hooks, maybe feinting with those short hooks, looking to come in with the jab. Testa Irma. The jab comes there. How easily she slips out of it. That is some lightning speed at which the Brazilian is lashing at her. And I mean, Testa Irma is so quick with her reflexes. Testa Irma knows it. She knows it. Her body language, her facial expressions, the celebrations in the Italian corner have begun. Clinical. What a meticulous, methodical approach she comes in with. Ticking all the boxes, fighting to perfection.
.233 by a unanimous decision is in the red corner, Testa Irma from Italy.
Five to 0, 430s, 129. How good is that looking for Testa Irma? And she books a spot in the semi-finals. 2 wins away from a gold medal around her neck. Waits, buys time, pierces in. Makes it look so easy. Swaying with style. And that's what it means to her. Can the magic of Manisha continue in the championships in the featherweight category? Zidani Amina from France looking at stopping the miracle that Manisha has been producing across every bout. That wide left hook from Manisha goes missing. Zidani in red, Manisha in blue with her orthodox stance. Zidani with her orthodox stance as well. Straight with that right hands. Manisha Mon needs more of those to convert precisely. Mind games from the French. She does this. She's done it in the previous encounter. She likes to get into your head. Manisha with those hooks and jabs, seamless, leading the referee to stop the contest in her favor in the previous one. She kept moving around, dodging everything that was thrown at her, winning due to referee stopping the contest. Can she do that again today? But the French test a very tough one. Staring into the eyes of Manisha. Zidani. 21 seconds remain in the first round. Looking to charge in, pierce in, Manisha Mon. Full of experience, Manisha. One point, that's all. 1 point lead for the French woman. Zidani Amina keeping her nose in front with just 1 point. What a fight. What a round one. The 25-year-old from India coming in from Kaithal, Haryana. The 2022 World Championships. She won the bronze medal. Bronze at the Asian Championships in Bangkok 2019. Can Manisha Mon keep the Indian hopes alive? The dream alive? This is the featherweight bout, 57 kgs. Zidani Amina, Manisha Mon. Lifts that right hand, looking to get into that psyche Zidani, psyche of Manisha, trouble her, break her rhythm, enter into the mind, trouble her with that open stance and show her that she's not afraid. Look at that, trying to toy around, play around, scare and terrify Manisha Mon, who is not going after the French woman at this point. French again. This is a game plan being executed perfectly so far by the high IQ Zidani Amina. Lefts go missing from Manisha. She needs that. She needs exactly that. Those. Keep coming at the French woman if you want to win this. You need those. You need those slaps. That hook. Short hook from Manisha. Unaffected by it though. Zidani. Standing in front of her like a mountain. Attempts a blow to the midsection, the French. Buying time. 43 seconds remain in the second round. Circling around each other. Waiting it out. The legs are going to feel this. All the strength in your quadriceps, in your calves being tested. The core being tested. The abs being tested. And ducks out of it. Dodges it. Dodging all the bullets. Manisha is firing. Converts. She likes it. The French woman likes that jab landing perfectly. Now Manisha runs towards her, close to the ropes. Zidani has Manisha got enough in those jabs and hooks that she managed to land? Or is the French woman still with a comfortable lead in her favor? Well, yes, Zidani Amina has 320s and 219s, well ahead of the Indian at this point. And she makes it look so easy. Look at that back step, close to the ropes, not easy. She doesn't have any backward room there. And when she attacks, she sure unleashes some bombs. The psyche and the mentality of the French woman looking very solid. Kisses her coach on the forehead. She can smell victory. Intimidating scenes for every Indian supporter. Can Manisha Mon claw out of this? Manisha with the orthodox stance goes for some short hooks. Back to back 1-2. Blistering combination. The French somehow stops it immediately. The ducking, dodging abilities of the French woman, priceless, remarkable. Finally an opening. But look how quick Zidani is on those feet. The footwork, outstanding. Sensed trouble and escaped Houdini-like. Defying the odds. The French woman, Manisha Mon. Can she maximize that long reach of hers? Not afraid whatsoever. Zidani in red. With that closed guard, protecting her face, protecting the head. The armor, the headgear in place. Moving forward. The driving force throughout this bout has to be the legs of Zidani. She's controlled Manisha's onslaught with her remarkable footwork. Maybe with that added advantage of height, can Manisha bring in an uppercut towards the end? Can she create an uppercut here and get the judges to vote in her favor? 6 seconds, 4 seconds. This is not looking good for India. What a fight from Zidani Amina. Confidence personified. The hooks, the footwork, not the tallest. Believed in her abilities, believed in her weapons. Didn't let the occasion get to her. Kept her composure. And it has to be those legs and the strength in her lateral movements, the ability to sway and slide out of everything and still come in with those brilliant hooks. Phenomenal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of bout number 234 by a split point decision is in the red corner, Amina Zidani from France.
Zidani Amina, 29-28, 29-29, 29, 30-30, 329s, 230s, a near perfect score, winning 4 points to 1. Just the one judge didn't vote in her favor. 4 of them out of 5 believed she was the champion in that bout. The smile only getting bigger, and it's not going to leave her. It's not going to leave her. Certainly a very happy atmosphere in the French camp. And this is why they are celebrating. The 1-2s, the blistering combos, lethal. From India and France, it's time to now move to Colombia and Chinese Taipei. The sensational Camilo Bravo, Camila Gabriela from Colombia up against Ching-wen from Chinese Taipei to book a spot in the semi-finals. The judges: Seru Whippy, Luca Vadilonga, Armando Villa Shirinos, Dimitri Melis, Mansour Muhidinov. In the blue corner, Ching-wen from Chinese Taipei, calm, composed, The silent warrior making her way to the ring. Loads of Colombian fans in the Indira Gandhi Stadium to cheer on Camila Gabriela, the teenage superstar in Colombia. On your screen, fierce, fast, focused. A young affair here. A teenager up against a 21-year-old. The depth of skill in both these pugilists, remarkable. They have all the weapons in their arsenal. See, the referee stopping contest. And now it's Colombia up against Chinese Taipei. About 2 minutes remain in this first round. Both these fighters with an orthodox stance. Zidani, Amina. What a win that was in the previous bout. Has got the crowd, the Indian entourage here, a little silent. And now it's all Colombia and Chinese Taipei. Their fans screaming their lungs out for a teenager on one side, a 21-year-old on the other. Clinging, clenching onto each other. No one going full throttle as yet. The Colombian with the height advantage in her favor. Short hooks leading to them clinging and clenching. Maybe go for those wider hooks, maybe go for some straight jabs.
Manisha. जीती हारी हार गई
28 seconds remain in the first round. Looking to go after that midsection of Ching-wen. Can the Colombian convert? Not landing as sharply as she would like it to. 8 seconds. And a short hook to the shoulder. Cautioned by the referee. Towards the end, maybe the Colombian has impressed the judges a little more. Both of them flexing their muscles right at the end. What do the judges feel? It's in favor of the Colombian by 1 point. Mere 1 point separates the contest at this stage. They tapped gloves and in came some short hooks from both of them. 1-2s, blistering combos. A little too many short hooks dominated that first round. Looking to slide into that uppercut with that short hook, both of them. It isn't far. The uppercut, one of the most lethal moves out there, can destroy the chin of your opponent. Maybe an uppercut is in the making for both these fighters. Left, feinting with the left. Bravo. Camila. Looking to come in hard with a cross. Good on her feet. Quick on her feet. That must have hurt from the Chinese fighter. Chinese Taipei, Ching-wen. In blue, watching closely, taking her time there. Very close to the ropes. Risky for her. She doesn't want to fight in those corners because at this point the Colombian is looking more in command. Brings them back to the center. That's what you want to see. That's what the referee wants them to do. Fight from the center of the ring. Big right from Zhou. Big left, big right goes missing. Heavy this from both of them. Heavy hitting. Looking to rock your opponent with a heavy uppercut. Both of them trying to create that opportunity for an uppercut with those back-to-back short hooks. Takes her to the corner. Zhou pushing the Colombian to the corner, who comes right back at the center and pierces in with a jab. The jab goes missing. Open guard, inviting the Chinese Taipei fighter towards her. CAMILO Bravo in red, Ching-wen in blue. Separated by 1 point at the end of the first round. We have 5 judges here. We have a total of 3 rounds, 3 minutes each. Evenly balanced once again. 1 point separated them at the end of the first one. Let's see what is the result at the end of the second one. Deep, long breaths. Getting that oxygen filled up in those lungs of theirs. Again, minor miniature lead for CAMILO Bravo, Gabriela from Colombia. That's how close this contest is turning out to be. Somehow the Colombian keeping her head in front. The final 3 minutes of this bout for a play has the height advantage, moving wonderfully laterally. Has the height advantage, moving wonderfully laterally. The side steps, fantastic. The back movement, fantastic. The footwork on point from the Colombian. Slipping, sliding out of the bombardment from the Chinese Taipei fighter. Can one of them land in that final fateful blow? Maybe a knockdown in the making. This is good from Zhou. Clean short jabs from Zhou there. Faking an uppercut, Bravo. Terrifying. Just the thought of an uppercut coming at her can be terrifying for Zhou. Straight jabs, loses her balance. The imbalance and the rhythm, hand in hand here. Short hooks. The referee requesting them to not punch to the back of the head, to not come up with those jabs and short hooks to the back of either boxer's heads. 12 seconds only. Now the Colombian is toying with the Chinese Taipei fighter. She knows she's got this. She knows it. They know it. They embrace each other. Running out of steam. The mutual admiration clearly visible. The gamesmanship, so good to see. It's got to hurt. It's got to hurt the Chinese Taipei fighter. You can see it on her face. Disappointment, despair, agony. Not easy. This is what they live for. The semi-final spot seems to have left Su Ching-wen. And Su Ching-wen, interestingly, is putting her hand up. She still believes she's managed to win that towards the end of the final round. Who is it?
Bout number 235.
Deep breaths from the Colombian.
Is in the red corner, CAMILO from Colombia.
All the divine intervention, all that she's seeking, all the deep breathing, and a sigh of relief for the Colombian fighter. Camilo, bravo, Camila Gabriela. 4 points to 1. Poses for the cameras, and she is a happy lady. The Colombian fans rejoicing, applauding, and she thanks them. She thanks them for all the love, adulation and admiration. And she looks at them. What a sight this is. What a wonderful sight. A happy camp. The Colombian entourage delighted. This is how the lady went about her business. Russia up against Uzbekistan. Natalia in red, Abduleva in blue. The welterweight category fight here. The 236th bout of the championships. Hard swing at those hooks with all their strength and speed. Both of them with some serious wide hooks going after that midsection. The Uzbek looking to damage the solar plexus of the Russian. Abduleva versus Natalia. The height advantage with the Russian in the red outfit, Natalia. With the southpaw stance. The orthodox stance for the Uzbek. To the body, an uppercut. Uzbeks, Abduleva looking solid, looking sharp, testing the southpaw in front of her. Straight like an arrow. Abduleva has that precision. Looking strong and sharp. Feinting with that right of hers, the Russian. Parrying it away, redirecting those blows. Very even. Who's got the edge? 3-10s for the Russian, 2-10s for the Uzbek. Just a 1 point separates them at this stage of the contest. The left hand pushes the Uzbek away, and in comes that big shot. Hook to the face, the straight jab, right hook. Very good start this for NATALIYA, right behind her, Abduleva. Who's got the weapons? Who's going to come in with those hammers right at the start of this second round? Tension etched on the face of the Russian. Nerves, big bout this for a spot in the semi-finals. The Russian fans in the Indira Gandhi Stadium. The Uzbek fans with the chants of Uzbekistan all around this arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout number 248. This is extremely busy contest. Welcoming the boxers and boxing out of the red corner. from France.
Slides out of everything thrown at her at this point, the Russian. An orthodox up against a southpaw. A left-handed battle, a right-handed battle. Some blistering combos in the making. About 1.5 minutes remain in the second round. The Uzbek with a very closed guard. Very close to that face. Her gloves. Very cautious. On the other side, it's an open guard by the Russian, inviting and luring the Uzbek to come at her. Straight like an arrow. Those jabs from the Russian there. Watching closely. Uppercut in the making goes missing. That could have been a potential knockdown opportunity. Who knows? A knockout. We saw a knockout yesterday.
Judge for Algeria. Judge 5 Turkey.
40 seconds remain in the second round.
From India.
Quick exchange there. "18 seconds remain in the second round. Quick on her feet, moving backwards, moving sideways. The Russian close to those ropes. Can the Uzbek jump in, pierce in? Clinging and clenching won't really help her at this stage. And that's the bell for the second round. 1 point separated them right at the start. How do the judges vote this time? NATALIYA from Russia in red, deep long breaths, getting all the hydration, getting all the focus back, recentering, composure needed. It's NATALIYA with 320s, 219s in the light welterweight category. She's getting closer to that finish line. This is how the uppercuts, the hooks, the jabs worked for the Russian.
Red France, Blue Mexico. Round 1.
Getting her armor in place, the headgear all set. The Uzbek, she comes in with her orthodox stance against the southpaw Russian. Pressure, loads of it on the Uzbek shoulders now. Bending down, looking to come in hard at the chest. Bending maybe a little too much, and already added height advantage for the Russian. Maybe the bend could backfire. Again slipping, sliding out of it. The knee bend, significant from the Uzbek. Abdulleva, the Uzbekistan chants, the Abdulleva chants from all the spectators. They don't like this count. They don't like this at all. And back they go. The Uzbek fans very animated here. Russia versus Uzbekistan. Swings and misses. Hard, long overhand hook from the Uzbek there. Short hook. The Russian clinging. She can afford to buy time here. NATALIYA has the lead the first 2 rounds. Do too much. 1 minute 37 seconds. And a blow to the solar plexus of Abdulleva. That has to hurt the Uzbek. The Russian is now going all out. She's going for broke. On the back step, look at that jab. It doesn't stop. Finally, the Uzbek gets the Uzbekistan fans out of their seats. Looking to find that opening. The Russian smiling. She knows what her game plan is. She's enjoying this. She is luring the Uzbek to come at her, taunting, intimidating. 47 seconds remain. What can the Uzbek do? She comes up with a left wide hook. Not enough. Time is running out for her. Can she dig in, claw out of this? What can the Uzbek do? Attempts to go to the midsection, to the core of the Russian, who retaliates with her own blow to the chest of the Uzbek. Uppercut, that has to hurt the Uzbek. She's all over the place, clueless, dazzled, still slipping and sliding out of this. The fight now looking very, very challenging for the Uzbek. The straight jab, bending down the Russian now, opening her guard, toying with the Uzbek. She knows she's got this. She knows it's gone in her favor. NATALIYA, clinical, methodical, very, very sharp, right through the first 3, all 3 rounds. Her approach was on point. Bruised, battered, not giving up, not giving in whatsoever. Shining and sparkling through all the pain. NATALIYA Sychugova.
The winner of bout number 236 by unanimous decision is
Round
in the
2.
red corner is NATALIYA from Russia.
"30, 29, 30, 29, 30. You don't get any better scores, near perfection. And that is a happy Russian entourage. They head towards the cool down area, working on the recovery, because the lady in red will be back for the semi-finals of the championships. The hooks, the jabs, and some uppercuts. Lethal, sharp, clean. It's time for China and Colombia to lock horns. Zupan, Vasquez, Corte, Luisa, Fernanda in the 70 kg light middleweight category for a spot in the semi-finals. We have Helmi Sassi, Luca Vadilonga, Tina Politan, Seru Wepi, Mohammad Kamal as the 5 judges for this contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout number 237 is 70 kg contest. Welcoming your boxers and boxing out of the red corner, Zhou from China. And boxing out of the blue
Fired up.
corner, Luisa
The Chinese
Colombia.
Zupan in red. Against her, it's going to be the Colombian charging towards the ring. Vasquez, Corte, Luisa, Fernanda in blue.
Your officials for this bout, Judge 1, Manisha, Judge 2, Teli, Judge 3, Bosnia, Judge 4, Fiji, Judge 5, Egypt, and referee Alejandro from Cuba.
In red, it's the Chinese. In blue, it's the Colombian. The light welterweight category. Stand corrected, light middleweight category. The 70 kg bout about to begin.
Second round.
Alejandro Barrientos, the Cuban referee for this mega bout. Is it going to go China's way, or will the Colombian onslaught continue? Feinting with that right hand of hers in the southpaw stance, the Colombian. Feinting with her left hand, the Chinese lady. It's a southpaw up against an orthodox. Comes in hard with that left hand of hers. A major height difference between the two fighters here. The Chinese evidently taller, broader. In taking full advantage of that long reach of hers. Zhou feinting with the left hand, looking to come in hard with that cross. Playing very cautiously, fighting very cautiously, the Colombian at this stage. Vasquez, Corte, Luisa, Fernanda in blue, looking to come in. That long reach, that ability to just backstep so easily, the Chinese. Such a massive wingspan for the Chinese. This is not going to be easy for the Colombian Vasquez. She has a major task ahead of her. Bending, the Colombian looking to maybe pierce into that midsection of the Chinese, because that long overhand hook isn't going to be easy. She has a very high target. She has to go against gravity to convert and land on the face of the Chinese, who now is clinging onto her and is on the mat flat on the ring. That's got to hurt her a bit. Losing balance. Can she keep the rhythm going? Not allowing any imbalance to show in her footwork, the Chinese. The pros and cons of being the taller one. Always you have two sides of the coin. She can be exposing that midsection of hers regularly to Vasquez because of her height. On the other side, she can also land in some serious blows with the long range movements. One, two from the Chinese. A good combo there. That's the bell. Signaling the end of the first round. We have a total of 3 rounds here, 3 minutes each. From China. This is looking like a David and Goliath affair here. A giant in the Chinese, and it's not going to be easy for the Colombian. Can she fight like David? Can she claw her way out of this? It's looking very one-sided at the end of the first round. Zupan, Vasquez, Corte, Luisa, Fernanda. To the ropes, pinning the Chinese. Keep a safe distance, says the referee. Do not hit to the back of the head. Two minutes 23 seconds in the second round remain. The 70 kg weight category for a spot in the semi-finals. In comes the Colombian, holding her tight. The Chinese woman, clinging, clenching, separated by the referee. In they come once again. Charges towards her like a bull, the Colombian. She needs more of that. She needs to go all out. She can't hold back. She doesn't have that luxury. Sharp jabs needed immediately if the Colombian dream has to stay alive. Stings hard. Gripping onto the Chinese, who doesn't entertain her whatsoever. Zupan, major long reach in her favor. And any moment you can watch out for a brutal straight jab from Zupan. She is waiting for that opening, just waiting to sting and pierce in like that. That's brutal from Zupan. So lethal. 57 seconds remain in this round, and Zupan is only getting better. The Chinese is racing away with this. Trying to catch their breath, holding on to each other, get back all the oxygen in their lungs, and back they go. Left hook from Zupan. She is using every weapon so effectively. On the back step, slides and slips out of it. So easy, making it all look so comfortable. This is a Chinese masterclass from Zupan. 7 seconds remain. Clinging, clenching continues. The Colombian doesn't like it at all because the Chinese wants that time to pass. She wants it. She wants the clock to keep ticking because of the lead she has already attained. Deep, long breaths, listening to her coaches carefully. Disappointment etched on the face of the Colombian. 420s, 119, getting better and better for the Chinese. Lots to think about, lots to introspect for Vasquez, Corte, Luisa, Fernanda. With that big right hook of hers there and slipping out of it, Zupan. With her own barrage from time to time. Seeing the right moment and piercing in consistently. Zupan in red. This is interesting. The Colombian has come in straight at Zupan. She's angry. She's very, very charged up. This is looking good from Vasquez Corte, who's going after it now. Full throttle. Not allowing the Chinese woman to think. Taken aback, Zhou. Can Vasquez continue this? Keep your head up, says the referee to the Chinese. Vasquez, the blocks and the parrying ability of Zhou unparalleled. How easily she redirects those punches from the Colombian, changing the direction of the blows coming at her. They are flat on the ring now, crushing her with all her weight. The Colombian on the face of Zupan. The referee intervenes, checks the gloves, cautions them, warns them. The final 65 odd seconds remain. This is the light middleweight category bout for a spot in the semi-finals between the Chinese Zupan and the Colombian Vasquez Corte. Do not use your elbow, says the referee to the Chinese. Zupan with a straight jab goes missing. Jabs from the Colombian. Straight jabs from both of them. Short hooks. Dancing around, buying time. Zupan, she doesn't really need to do much. She can afford to not do too much. The Colombian has to take the initiative. Choking, attempting to choke the Chinese there. Separated by the referee. Dejection, disappointment in the movements of the Colombian. Happiness in the Chinese camp. Clinical and clean performance by the Chinese Zupan. Keeping the dream alive for China. Let's take a look at how she's fared. The judges loved her performance through the first 2 rounds. What do they feel at the end of the final round?
The winner of bout number 237 by unanimous decision is in the red corner, Zhou from China.
Zhou continues her dream run at the Women's World Boxing Championships 2023. 430s 129, winning 5-0, receives a big pat on the back from her opponent. The Colombian Vasquez Corte fought tooth and nail to stay alive, but the dream ends for her, and it's Zhou all the way. Supremely tall, phenomenal long reach, very agile and very, very quick on those feet. The teenager Anastasia, 18 years of age, in red, representing Russia, up against her Ishraq Shaib from Algeria, 28 years of age, experience versus youth. Quick start, Lightning speed being showcased by both of them. Moving around, covering all areas of that ring, making the ring look a little too small. It's the 70 kg quarter final here in the light middleweight category. Anastasia with that height advantage, only 18. Left from Anastasia, strong jabs, intimidating the Algerian. Wow, that uppercut. Early stages, watching an uppercut. How often do you see that? Good start this for Anastasia. Slips out of that, slides out of that. Jab from Shaib. Shaib is with the charge there. Short hooks, quick, punishing the Russian. And look at that. That is smart from the Russian. She pushed the rope upwards, sensing it was Shaib with the forward momentum, allowed her to run in outside the ring between the ropes. Quick on her feet, smart in her IQ. This is good from a very young Anastasia. Clinging, trying to catch that breath. Back they come. Swings hard, the Algerian. Again, looks like a David Goliath affair in terms of the height difference. A significant one here. Very tall Anastasia in red. Shaib Ishraq fighting on, fighting tooth and nail, trying to keep the Algerian dream alive. Animated scenes in the Russian fans across the stadium. They're screaming Anastasia's name aloud. They want to see her in the semi-finals. Deep, long breaths. Nervousness, tension on the face of the Algerian. We've seen her coach. He likes to get her going every time they are in that corner. The Algerian coach is on his knees, gently slaps her on the face from time to time to remind her of the strengths she possesses within herself. Left, right, 1-2s. This is the Algerian coach we're speaking about. This is his unique approach to bringing the best out of Shaib Ishraq, the 28-year-old in blue. Second round here. Swinging hard, both of them. Buying some time. The Russian and the Algerian onslaught. Keep your head up, says the referee. Reflexes remarkable from both of them. So strong, so quick to react. With the open guard, the Russian trying to lure the Algerian to come at her. It's getting tougher and tougher. 2 minutes, 3 seconds remain in this. It's the second round. Swinging at her, taking her to that corner. Blows to the midsection of the Algerian. The referee brings them back to the center. Watch out now for some serious jabs from the Russian side because this Algerian onslaught is making her life difficult. Anastasia, only 18, so quick with her lateral movements. Such fluidity and grace in her sidestepping ability to dodge, duck, slip out of everything the Algerian has been throwing at her.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout number 250 is a 70 kg light woman contest.
Back to the center. 1 minute, 1 second remains in this second round. Dimarchin, Anastasia, Shahib Ishraq. An uppercut goes missing. This is good from the Algerian who's taking this head on. And the Russian back at it. What a solid counter. Anastasia not entertaining the Algerian whatsoever. An 18-year-old, a 28-year-old fighting tooth and nail here. 19 seconds remain in the second round. Final 7 seconds. Can the Algerian find that opening? Pierce in. She goes after her. Short hooks to the head. Not good enough. Let's take a look at what the judges have to say. The Algerian coach bringing her breath back. Deep, long breaths. Get that oxygen flowing. Fill up those tanks, those cylinders. Refuel yourself. And it's in favor of the Russian. A perfect 10 followed up with a clean sweep. 520s. This is looking very good for the teenager from Russia. She is showcasing some resilience, some grit, some determination. Unstoppable. Lots to think about for the Algerian. Can she bounce back? Can she claw her way out of this? Focused, fierce, fast. The final 3 minutes. 2 minutes, 42 seconds. Every second is critical for the Algerian. She cannot afford to let loose here. Short hooks go missing, piercing in. The Russian comes in like a bullet train, like a raging bull. This is intimidating from the Russian. The left hand, straight as an arrow. To the ropes, the Algerian hopes, trying to take the Russian head on. She has to go full throttle. She cannot afford to let loose. This is the final 90 odd seconds for her dream to stay alive. The Russian and the Algerian separated by the referee, and back they come. With an open guard, luring her to come in, taunting, intimidating, inviting the Algerian to come at her. Will the Algerian lash out with some precision? Clinging and clenching not going to help her cause. She needs a lot more than that. Less than a minute remains now. Wide hook. 40 seconds remain now. The final 30 seconds. Can the Algerian claw out of this? Time running out for her. She's swinging in thin air now. Desperate moves. The Russian will love this. She doesn't need to do much here. She's got a perfect 10 and 20 to her name. All she needs is for the clock to hit 0. The Algerian needs to pierce in. She's running out of steam. She's got nothing left in her arsenal. This is not looking good for the lady in blue. It's an Russian onslaught here. Clinical, clean, precise, methodical all the way. How good was this? From Dimarchian Anastasia. Disappointment etched on the face of the Algerian. And the Russian fans are celebrating. They know that Anastasia, an 18-year-old, has booked her spot in the semi-finals of the championships. How good was that? The smile on Anastasia's face says it all.
The winner of bout number 238 by unanimous decision is in the red corner, Anastasia from Russia.
The taller of the two, with the long reach, earns a comfortable, clinical 5-0 win in her favor. All 5 judges voted a perfect 30. Just no room for improvement in this bout for Anastasia. Meticulous from the get-go. Didn't lose her focus for a single second. Look at that hook and jab. Straight in. Left, right, 1-2s, the blistering combos. Very, very terrifying for the opponent. Any fighter would not be able to handle that onslaught from the Russian. So good on all fronts. And it's the big one with India's Sweetie coming up next, up against Belarus's Kebikova Victoria. 2 Indians bowed out earlier today. Manisha losing to Zidani Amina. Sakshi losing to the Chinese Wu Yu. Lots of eyes. 1.3 billion hopes now on this mega heavyweight bout coming your way, as Sweetie and Victoria lock horns. It's the quarterfinal, and the judges Alejandro, Kairat, Helmi, China will be ready to officiate this. Making a way to the ring in the red corner, it's India's Sweetie Bura. Focus, fierce, intense. Will she fire on all cylinders? Up against her, a tough ask in Kebikova Victoria. The Belarusian in blue. Fired up, charged up, pumped up. Getting that heart rate flowing. Sweetie Bura, the silver medalist at the 2014 Women's World Boxing Championships. All eyes on the lady in red at the moment. The Indira Gandhi Stadium is buzzing. The energy palpable. Here we go. The first round, Sweetie Bura, India's pride, up against Kebikawa Victoria. Clinging and clenching right at the start. A lot like wrestling right there. The 2022 gold medalist, Asian Championships, Sweetie Bura. The 2015 silver medalist at Wulan Shabu. And the 2021 Asian Championships bronze medalist, Sweetie Bura in red. With 1.3 billion expectations on her shoulders. Can she live up to them? Can she live up to all the hype that surrounds her name? Two Indians bowed out earlier today. Nitu, the lone winner in the previous three Indian bouts today. Can Sweetie Bura confirm a spot in the semi-finals? One closed guard with the right glove of hers, the Belarusian, inviting her to the left of her midsection, inviting Sweetie to come at her. Both of them using all that muscle mass, 81 kgs of muscle mass, driving force to charge in with that added momentum, that sting with the 81 kg weight backing every blow. Massive blows to the midsection, to the core of the Belarusian. Sweetie with a big wide hook goes missing. 26 seconds remain here in the first round, and now they're just trying to catch their breath, buy some time. Ten seconds, just waiting to get to that break, but Sweetie's onslaught continues. She's going after that midsection of the Belarusian. That's possibly going to convince the judges to vote in her favor. And it's a perfect 10 for the Indian. The blows to the midsection have been enough. 5 10s, all the judges voting in her favor. The Indian celebration continues. Are we watching another Indian storm into the semi-finals? Two of them missed it today. Sweetie Bura in no mood to go out without a confirmed semi-final spot today. We're ready for the second round. Sweetie Right at the center. Focused. Fierce. With that hook of hers. Straight jab. Sweetie needs more from that left hand. She needs that left hand to come clean. Can she get that left hand onto the face of the Belarusian? Victoria using all her muscle mass to let this momentum break, to force the momentum to come to a halt. She doesn't want Sweetie to keep this onslaught going. And now Victoria's headgear is all over the place. She's back, she's fighting with an open guard, inviting more trouble. The warning from the referee to use the fist. The instructions are clear, use your fist. Fighting, fighting with all their might, using every cell in their existing bodies to convert these jabs and hooks. Straight jab from Sweetie to the chest of the Belarusian. That's going to help her cause. This is what we often see in the light heavyweight categories. A lot more of the clinging. But once they have that distance between them, each blow is as lethal as that one from Sweetie. Now with the closed guard to the midsection of the Belarusian. Very cautious, very careful in every move that Sweetie makes. Taking her time out there. She knows what is at stake here. A semi-final spot in New Delhi, India for the Women's World Championships is at stake here. And she doesn't want to let that go whatsoever. With the left hand, the short hook to the chest of the Belarusian, to the solar plexus. Coming in hard, Sweetie with the long overhand hook. This is looking good. This is looking really good for the Indian. The 2022 gold medalist at the Asian Championships is marching forward, looking really sharp out there. Bending down, backstepping, catching her breath. Back to the center they come. And that's the bell, a much needed break from the punishment for the Belarusian, who's bruised and battered at this point. She's facing it, and it's getting punishing. It's a perfect 10, followed by a perfect 20. Very, very good this for Sweetie Bura. She is unstoppable. A force to reckon with at this point. Will this onslaught continue? Has Sweetie got enough steam left within her? Yes, she has, with what she's firing. The bombardment continues. Sweetie Bura is on some mission here. Unstoppable, those jabs of hers. And now a wrestling kind of a move here. The referee having to intervene. A force to reckon with, Sweetie Bura. Without a doubt, this is clinical boxing from her. Making the Belarusian pay a heavy price for some of those lazy jabs and hooks. She's run out of steam. The Belarusian doesn't seem to have that bite. The sting in her jab certainly has left her. The Belarusian now merely clinging on to Sweetie for dear life. This is not looking good. The fans standing, every Indian fan, every spectator in this stadium on the edge of the feet or on their feet. Nobody has got their eyes off Sweetie Bura. Everyone on the edge of their seats. So many prayers being offered for Sweetie Bura. The long overhand hook goes missing from the Indian. This is one-sided traffic. The onslaught unstoppable. And now the Belarusian, finally, some jabs, some blows to the midsection. Both of them depleted, all the energy reserves running out. Somehow finding the strength within to keep this going. And flat on the ring is Sweetie Bura. So good to see the gamesmanship. That's such a sight from the Belarusian, helping Sweetie come back to her feet. That's the spirit with which you want to see every bout being fought. And the cheers getting louder. 10 seconds remain. Desperate moves now from the Belarusian. It's not looking good for her. She's continuing that barrage to the midsection, but a little too much, too late. Sweetie Bura celebrates. The Indians celebrate. What a day this is turning out to be. What drama, what intensity, up and down, topsy-turvy. Haven't we seen everything? Everything. With Nitu winning and Manisha and Sakshi watching their dreams not come alive. It's time for another Indian to shine here.
Bout number 239 by unanimous decision is in the red corner, Sweetie from...
And the party in the Indira Gandhi Stadium. The cheers rolling out. This is what it means to her. Divine intervention. She has been heard. The gods have blessed her with a semi-final spot. It is an Indian who has marched into the semi-finals. She thanks the crowd. This is what it means to her. Absolutely jubilant, euphoria, ecstasy. And the fans love it. They are dancing away. The celebrations are a sight. The drummers drumming aloud and everyone dancing away. Such a proud moment. Look at that right hand of Sweetie. The left and the right from the Belarusian, somehow missing that sting and that bite. Didn't have that sharpness. Sweetie thanking all the fans personally, shaking hands with the spectators. The humility remarkable. Acknowledging all the adulation and admiration they've showered on her throughout that bout. She loves this, doesn't she? You live for this as a boxer. You wait for moments like these. You work towards such semi-finals, and hasn't she earned it? What a day this is for India. While two of our sensations bowed out, Nitu and Sweetie Bura keep the dream alive. They are 2 wins away from a gold medal across their necks. And it's time for Shruti Pornepa, the ever smiling Thai woman, to walk towards the ring.
Bout number 240 is established in the finals. Welcoming your boxers and boxing out of the red corner, Shruti Pornepa from Thailand. And boxing
Seeking
out of
divine
the
intervention,
Rindy
all the blessings from the universe, praying deeply, connecting with her inner self there. Shruti Pornepa up against her in blue, Emma Sue, the Australian. And doesn't she have a massive Australian entourage here?
Cuba.
Loads of Australians in the Indira Gandhi Stadium to cheer their lady in blue, to cheer her on, push her forward to confirm a spot in that semi-final. In red, you have Shruti Pornepa, who came in with that absolute mind-boggling victory. We saw she was absolutely bruised and battered in the second round. Somehow managed to claw out of it and change the course of that one and book a spot in today's quarterfinal. Up against her, a tough campaigner in Emma Sue. This is another light heavyweight category. 81 kgs, pound for pound, muscle mass, backing each blow that is going to be thrown by these pugilists. Ready to rumble. Luca Vedilonga, the Italian referee, ready to signal go.
Seconds out.
And any moment they'll charge in.
Round 3.
Here we go. The referee waiting, something that he wants to confirm, and calmness personified both the boxers. Deep breaths, waiting it out with composure etched on their face, nerves all over their bodies. Who's got the edge? Who's going to go after it right at the start? Are we going to see a bombardment right away, or are they going to play the waiting game? Something like what we saw in the previous bout. Laser-like focus, intensity at its peak, staring each other down, both of them in their respective corners. The referee waiting for the final approval from the observers before he begins this. Calm and composed, Shruti Pornepa in red, Crentry, Emma Sui in blue, the Australian. The winner goes through to the semi-finals of the Women's World Boxing Championships. Time running out. The referee looking on, the boxers looking on, waiting for a confirmation. And what a day it's been when you think of the Indian Nitu. Referee stops contest. Couldn't have asked for a better way to enter that semi-final. How good was she? How strong is the southpaw? And up against each other now, the Thai woman and the Australian. Finally, they are ready to rumble. The bell has come out. It's time. Shruti Purnima in red, Emma Sui in blue. Uppercut, the Australian fans love it. Cheering every move, straight left from the Australian, another left from the Australian. Emma Sui is on fire. The spectators, the Australians singing aloud, cheering her on. This is a good start for the Australian. Solid, some serious 1-2s. Back-to-back jabs. This is not looking good for the Thai woman. In trouble right at the start. Big left hand, big right hand by the Australian. Very, very clean, sharp jabs. Impressing the fans. Possibly winning over all the 5 judges with that start of hers. This is good for all of Australia at this moment. They're racing away with this. Lots to think about for Shruti Purnima. She's struggling out there. It's not looking good. She needs to come in. Pierce in immediately. Left, big left, wide hook by the Thai woman. The lady in red has to find an opening. Purnima cannot let this onslaught dominate over her because it's getting very difficult. It's not looking good. Seeing that opportunity right at the start, the Australian, and she hasn't stopped. Once she went after Purnima at the start, we haven't seen her stop for a single second. Look at that right hand. Big, heavy right hand to the face of Purnima. A wide hook goes missing. Scary, terrifying moves these from the Australian. To the midsection, to the chin. The Australians in the stadium loving this. Hammer of a left hand. Thunderous feints with the land. Look at that for hooks. Serious damage. Absolutely thunderous, those hooks. And the count begins for Purnima. This is not looking good for Purnima. And in they come once again. That's the bell to indicate the end of the first round. Clearly, the Australian with her nose in front at this stage. Standing, full of energy in her corner. On the other side, Purnima sitting down, drained, her reserves depleted, running out of steam. A perfect 10 for the Australian and 4-8s for Shruti Purnima. This is one-sided traffic. The bombardment, the shelling, the gunfire. Look at this from... Now watch out for the counter. Take a look at the counter in blue. Look at those right hands and left hands. Look how she finds the gap, pierces in, and stings like a bee. not afraid of attacking on the counter. This is good for Australia. Right hook, right uppercut goes missing. Left jab from the Australian. Are we looking at another count in the making? A potential knockdown opportunity. Deep long breaths for Emma Su, who's marching forward in style. It's looking really methodical. She is so good with her sharpness. The feet are quick. The lateral movements very swift and fluid in the ring. The left, big left, heavy left, uppercut goes missing. Can Ponipa claw out of this? Not looking good for Ponipa. Facing the damage, the punishment continues. Big left and right. What a combo. How good is that from the Australian? Clinging and clenching. The peripheral vision of the Australian, remarkable. Look at this. It's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. The count has to come in. And the count comes in. How good is this from the Australian? The referee still signals a comeback opportunity for the Thai woman. Pornepa is fighting by the skin of her teeth. And it's over. It's all over. We sensed it. It was a matter of time. And it's an Australian who concludes the last bout of the first session with some scintillating action. Big smile. And she has done nothing wrong. Everything clean and sharp. Every jab, every hook. Slipping, sliding out of everything that was thrown at her. Any moment you sensed that she was facing the heat from Ponepa, you could see her come back with a brutal counter attack. Lethal and sharp.
In second round is blue corner, green tree Emma Lu from Australia.
Referee stops contest. We don't see that too often, but it certainly makes a strong statement to every other boxer in that weight category. RSC. We saw that from an Indian earlier today. We see that from an Australian to end the first session, making statements in their respective weight categories. Big wins these, booking their spots in the semi-finals of the Women's World Boxing Championships. Look at the left hand and the right cross from the Australian in blue. Not afraid of that attack and onslaught. She comes in, pierces in, stings, destroys Shutiponepa in red, who was clueless through most of that bout. Taken aback, and life very difficult for her across those 3 rounds. Let's take a look at the results. We saw Alua Balkibekova winning in style, followed by Nitu, YULIYA, Wu, Irma, Testa, Zidani, Amina, all registering wins and confirming a spot in the semi-finals. And of course, Gabriela Camilo Bravo for Colombia, followed by Nataliya's brilliant win, the 18-year-old sensation. Anastasia made her way to the semi-finals, Sweetie Bura, and of course China's Panzu. And we just saw what the Australian did to book her semi-final spot. Stay tuned with us. We have 12 fantastic bouts coming your way.